Hello, Libra. Welcome to I Am the Monad Tarot. Thank you so much for choosing me and trusting me with your reading. I'd like to say thank you for all your likes, your shares, your subscribes, your comments, your feedback, Libra. I'll be doing your reading from the Hoodoo Tarot deck. Get you some good shuffles in, Libra. And then we will begin your reading. I certainly hope and pray that all is well, Libra. It was a nice 51 degrees here today. Heat wave, right? Okay, melted most of the snow. Thank God for that. Okay, give you a nice three-way split. But it is February still, so okay, may snow again. Hopefully we don't have that freeze that we just had, all right? Give you a couple shuffles here. One more, Libra, and then we will begin your reading. All right, Libra, let's get into it. Somebody is smiling in your face all the time. They want to take your place. They're backstabbers. Backstabbers. So somebody left a comment, said, what'd she say? I'm sorry, love. You can't sing. Everybody can sing. Okay. You talk about the mechanics of singing. Now, you saying that you don't like the way I sound when I sing, that's cool. I don't give a fuck. I'm going to still sing. All right. So let's just keep going. People always want to try to stop you. But they say, don't let them steal your joy. All right. But let's get into this, Libra. All right. But I do see someone here is smiling in your face. All the time was to take your place. Okay. All right, somebody I feel like is plotting and planning on you, Libra. Okay. Whenever I look at this card, I just say, don't eat their food. Okay. Don't eat this person's food. Okay. And they got a lot of knives that they want to put in your back here. All right. Maybe it's some. Okay. I feel like this is a friend. Well, quote unquote friend, okay? Someone that you know and someone that you just may classify as a friend, but obviously they're not a friend, okay? They usually be the ones who do it, okay? Well, definitely if they're backstabbing you, betraying you, right? But let's keep going here. I feel like this may be someone that, maybe this might be someone you worked with. Okay, broke bread with, spent time with. I'm here at the office. So I feel like this is someone that you worked with. Okay. Okay, I'm definitely hearing this person, obviously. I'm hearing something about revoke their. Okay, I heard their license, but I'm also hearing like their friend, in other words, their friendship with you, okay, through this action here, okay. I don't know if this is something that has already happened that you know about, okay. But they definitely, pretended to be a friend. This might have been even like, this may have been someone who called themselves mentoring you, okay. Maybe more so a mentor than a friend, but a mentor can be a friend, all right. But I feel like this is who this is. They call themselves mentoring you. Maybe like, I'm going to show you the ropes and teach you about the job. But I also feel like they kind of wanted to call themselves mentoring you even outside of the job. Okay, but this person is not at all who they presented themselves to be. I don't know. I don't think it was necessarily a supervisor or management. Just maybe someone who had been there longer than you. Okay, you're new coming in. I feel like you're young. Okay, or you were. If this happened already, I don't know why I get the feeling that this happened already, but that you were younger. okay, when you came. And I just get the feeling that this was an older person, not just more experienced in your job or had been there longer, but that this is an older person, okay, which makes it even worse. Okay, who did this? Trying to um come off like they, I don't know, like, were you I feel like maybe you may have come from a troubled past, maybe like a troubled home life, okay? And you may have talked to this person, uh maybe this person made you feel comfortable enough around them, where you began to share some of your past experiences. Or even if you shared some of your past experiences, how you grew up, what you endured. I don't know if you, I feel like maybe you might have been adopted, or maybe brought up in foster care or something like that. Like, there wasn't a home like that you could call your own. And I feel like this person who did this, what I was saying was, you may have, they may have acted like, like where they made you comfortable enough to share your past with them. But I also feel like it could have been the job itself where you found yourself sharing some of your past. Like, say if this was social work, if you were a social worker or something like that, okay? And maybe sharing why you got into social work. And I feel like this is why this person did this, took advantage of a situation, trying to act like they cared, trying to act like, well, acting like they cared, acting like they were innocent. This person may not need to be working in with children at all. Okay. And I'm not saying it was just with children. I just feel like it might have been like social work or something like that. This person shouldn't be in that arena. All right, let's keep going. Yeah, they shouldn't be in that field, because I kind of get the feeling this person might be. This is a scary person to me. This is a person like you would. It'd be some kind of documentary where it's some crazy shit going on in their home, okay, with children, okay, or with their own children, okay. But I don't feel like their own children. This person seems like the type, it's almost like their life begins in this older age. Like, what was their past life? Okay. Like, they may be a foster parent themselves. But then they have to go, they do it, you did it, some documentary, they had to go in the home, and find that these children were being maybe severely, mistreated. Maybe I should put a trigger warning on this video. And they keep working in that field. This person has, I feel like, it's like, I'm kind of hesitating because I don't even know if I want to read this, but I'm going to continue on here. I don't like the way it feels. This person, like, I feel like has destroyed enough people's lives, okay? Acting like, this may even be somebody that, go to church, take all the children to church that they have them, just like a foster parent, not adoptive, but foster, where they take all the children, you understand what I'm saying, dragging them to church and whatnot, and acting like they're, so saintly. Oh, God, what are all of them? Saintly and all of that type of thing. Okay. But here they are. I'm hearing health risks. Like if you go into their house, like when they went in their house, it was dirty, it was filthy. Okay, like filth. Okay, that posed serious health risks. Okay, and the children may have been like hungry. Okay, hadn't eaten for days. Okay. This woman here, it's like whatever, like I said, it's like, who is this woman? Who is this woman's past? I mean, what is this woman's past? It's almost like all you know is from this middle age on. You understand what I'm saying? Not like she's hiding or anything, but like I'm saying, like if they were to do a document, this type of person, they do a documentary on or some shit like that, or it's in the news and it was a big deal, that type of thing. And here she is, like maybe like in her 60s or something, okay, with all these children in her home, okay, and may even have been a foster parent for years, okay. The type that children don't come back. When they're grown and they're gone, they're grown and they're gone. Like, thank God, I made it through. I ain't never going back there. Okay. I don't know. It's like she carries some kind of burden. um, and that is some kind of disturbance in her mind. Okay. In her soul, that I feel like something happened to her in her, maybe her, in her youth. Some kind of severe mistreatment, like I was saying earlier. Okay, I don't know what, but it's just something severe. Like she came up in some kind of maybe very rural type of, either a rural type of location that yeah, where she came up in like a rural type of location where a lot of people did not visit, wasn't a lot of people there. Okay. um During a time where she might have been going through this type of thing, people might have known but didn't do anything, or they just didn't have a lot of resources like it is today. Okay. Or maybe that some of the things she went through might have been normalized, I'll put it like that, normalized in her community. Okay. And this is she, instead, there wasn't a thing of, you need to get help, therapy, this, that, and the other. Okay. um it's like something's really wrong with her. Like she carries this burden of what she endured in her youth. Okay. And but still, instead of getting help for this, but you may not even know. That's what I'm saying. It's like, when did her life begin? What was her life? Like if they were to do a documentary on her, all they may say is this one was born in 19, I don't know, 32, in whatever the rural such and such of the state of whatever, and that's it. And then when she was 20, she moved to, you understand what I'm saying, to Chicago or some shit like that. And then, but okay, but what happened? Okay, and then if somewhere along the line documentary, they say, she suffered some severe, mistreatment, and then okay, but and that's just it, and all we're hearing about is, so it's just like no real background, or they may even say no, but no really knows. Okay, what occurred in her life, which I'll be finding that strange. I'm like, can't, if you're interviewing a woman, because sometimes they interview these people, can't you ask them? But whatever, okay, no one really knows. They don't give that information, or they just don't know. That's what this energy is like here. Okay, and instead of, it almost feels like like I said, what she endured was normalized in her community. Okay. So it wasn't a thing of get therapy or anything like that. That was normalized, and she carried that, even though it was burdensome and caused her all kind of mental disturbances and all kind of problems. She carried that, okay, and proceeded to do what was done to her because this was normal in her community, but very like highly disturbed at the same time, and in a way was able to mask, okay, on the job this, but she may have the energy where people like, oh, she's nice, like on a job she is, but she kind of creepy, okay, can't really be mad at her because she's doing a job, she's doing a great job, you understand what I'm saying, okay, it's like, I know she just weird, she just creepy, but nobody knows what it really is, okay, yeah, like she didn't know what, growing up, didn't know that what she was dealing with and living with, because maybe other people in the community lived the same way, didn't know that this wasn't normal, this isn't right, this is, mistreatment, severe mistreatment, okay, not a healthy home life at all, and she could not give it, but sneaky, and this sneakiness and this treachery, because there's a treachery about her, like I was saying with you at the beginning, like back to back, she's doing something to backstab you, is, I feel like, how she maneuvered in this treacherous world that she grew up in. But still, it was normal, a normal way of being for them, normalized. Okay, all right, let's keep on going here. Okay. Let me see something real quick. Yeah, I don't even feel like, all right. She may not have had children of her own. This woman doesn't have any children of her own, but she might have even had, maybe at one point, maybe like a miscarriage. Okay, I'm here, or two. Okay, but had a home life, had men in her life, maybe even married. Okay, maybe feeling, and I feel like, but by the time you see this woman, she's not. Husband, I don't know, may have, uh, Lord have mercy, honey. All right. Okay. I thought maybe she CILL'd the landlord. Okay. The one of these husbands, that's not the case, I'm hearing. Okay. But he did move on. It's like every man she married wouldn't stay. I just heard couldn't complete the project. So anyway, couldn't stay in the marriage. Okay. It's like something in her, it's like she sabotaged it in some kind of way. Because I heard like she wouldn't allow them to stay. So there was sabotage. But being married for her is like, I have a home now. I'm married and all of that. Which you know part of the American dream or whatever. Okay, and she fulfilled that. So she felt like, she felt good about that. But it never lasted. Okay, it always ended. I don't know, these men. There's something odd about these men that she married. Something odd, not about the men themselves, but about this situation in regards to these men here, okay, that she married. I feel like it was more than one, maybe two. Okay. But again, I heard assault. These marriages didn't last long. Maybe they might have been abusive, well, situation, domestic, okay, DV, okay, here, with these men. These men were completely oblivious to her background, okay, to her before they married her, to her lifestyle and her way of living and her way of being. And I feel like they probably were even oblivious to, her background, even during the marriage. Okay. I mean, like, they ain't really know what she was about or what it entailed. I don't know. She might have been very attractive or something. Okay. It's like, I want to say in a way she like targeted these men, but not to hurt them. Like, she saw them, I want them, and I'm going to go get them. And that's what she did. Okay. Now, I know you, Libra, you may be like, what this guy, where are we going with this with me? Let's see. Okay. Not wanting to be rejected. Okay. Wanting to be, the absence of the nurturing I feel like she had in her upbringing. This is, was part of this marriage thing. Maybe even feeling like she would obtain that being married, but I feel like she didn't. Okay, like these weren't the right men. Maybe these were the wrong men to marry. These weren't like men you would want to marry. Okay, she might have saw these. They might have been attractive, pick these men up in the wrong places. You know how sometimes people, when they go through pain and whatnot, and then they're looking for love in all the wrong places. Okay, it's that type of energy. Feeling grounded now, feeling probably safe and secure here in these marriages, but again, it not lasting. The problem with this lady is, again, not really dealing with the mental and emotional damage, okay, from her own upbringing. And see, I don't even think that when she was with these men that she wasn't a foster parent, okay, didn't have children of her own, possibly a miscarriage or two, okay. And maybe when she got older, I feel like when she got a little bit older, the men were gone, becoming a foster parent, okay. And I'm hearing relying, okay, on the way she used to live, where she grew up, okay, and finding herself doing the same thing to them that was done to her. Severe, I'm hearing. Okay. I even wonder if that, hold on. Okay. All right, let's keep going here. Okay. Yeah. Not aware of herself, yeah. And getting these, becoming a foster parent, okay? A home, foster home. Okay. But she worked, okay? I'm here worked in the system. Now, I'm not saying you're a social worker or was a social worker. I was just using that as an example because I feel like in some way, shape, or form, you may have ended up sharing with her your life. And I'm saying maybe even you did it because you trusted her. She talked to you a certain kind of way, made you feel open with her, or you worked some kind of job where you ended up having to share your background as to, why it is you do the work that you do. Hmm. Libra, I'm even wondering if you are a social worker, okay? And if you are one, if you've had to go into this woman's home, okay, and remove these children from this home, or if you're going, if this is a case that's going to come across your desk, okay? Um, and if that is the case, I would say be forewarned, because this whole thing about backstabbing. See, I don't know anything about that process. I don't know what it is, how the home visits are. I had one time I used to work for the county here, okay, when I first moved back here years ago, and I worked at child support. I worked in enforcement, so in county jobs, they'd be having postings for other jobs in the county, and I had applied for it. I didn't even remember applying for the job. Okay, they called me in April for an interview, and I was like, social work? I applied for this, that's how long I come to find out I had applied in October. Okay, and I was like, I don't have a social work career in whatever, so why would I apply? But there was something on there obviously that said, you could apply. So I went to the interview, and I'm listening to the whole thing, and they were like, is there anything about this job that you think you couldn't do? And I said, absolutely. And they said, well, I said all of it. I can't, even if I know the child needs to be moved, I just can't. I just don't feel comfortable with this. And I met a lady who actually was a retired social worker, and she was telling me, she said, it's not that bad as you would think. She said, there's always someone with us, when we go, to remove the child from home. I said, did you ever have any bad situations? She was just like, it was like one or two. But how devastating, you don't know the parents' reaction, and then how devastating, because children, that's still their home. I'm not talking about like maybe teenagers or whatever, but like small children, it's still their home, they're still their mother, they're attached to them, and I'll probably be somewhere crying. You know what I'm saying? In a corner crying the whole fucking situation. Even if I know, and I'm like, this person needs help or whatever. I couldn't do it. But anyway, and so I really, like I'm saying, I don't know, like if you have to go in the home, how often you have to go in the home before maybe you have to remove the children, if you find it's a dangerous situation or whatever. If this woman would have the power in some kind of way through word of mouth, doing some kind of damage to you, maybe, or to your job. Okay, if this hasn't happened, I'm saying be forewarned, if you are a social worker, that it possibly could. You may meet this situation here. Okay. And I don't know, a lot of times when we have jobs where we work with people in these services, social services types of positions, we may end up sharing with the person that we're working with some of the things that we have dealt with in our, our own personal life. Okay. If that's the case. Right. So this person has a lot of dark issues. Not like evil, just very dark. I'm even hearing dark responses. Okay, I don't know, but like where you may ask a question, and the response is like, oh, that's strange. Like I said, where, she may be good on the job and all of that type of thing, but other people are like, she's nice, but she's creepy. She's strange. She feels weird. Sometimes the way she responds, it's just like, what does that mean? Or strange. Okay. That I feel like that. Okay. So you might want to just be cautious around this person. If you work with this person, or if you are a social worker that may encounter this person, if this is or if it's currently a case on your desk. Okay. Because it's like, for her, if these children are removed, it's like, I'm here like, I have nothing now. Okay. There hasn't been any kind of balance here. It doesn't look like this woman, and I don't feel it, I don't see it, has gotten any kind of therapy or help. Okay. Even she might say, I've been talked to, but it's like, no, we got this Dr. Grant, which is, which one is, in reverse, the Hermit card in the Hoodoo Tarot deck. It's like there's been no real transformation, or I feel like even understanding. It's like, because of the severity of what she dealt with, it's like something was blocked here in her. Okay. So yeah, I've been talked to, just really, I want to say kind of backwards. Okay. Looking at the world through a really strange lens, because it wasn't just the mistreatment that she endured. It was the way, I feel like, the way her home life was, the way people lived in the home, the way their worldview. All right. And I feel like this lady doesn't have anybody. I don't feel like she has any family. I'm even hearing, or friends. It's like she's just out there. Okay. By herself. Okay. Don't offer this woman anything. Okay. You might feel some kind of sorry for her, or empathetic toward her, or sympathetic toward her, or whatever, but okay. And you know, it's like there's no direction here with her. Okay. I don't know what that warning is about. Don't offer her anything, but it's just not, it would not be in your best interest. I feel like that has something to do with that backstabbing energy. Okay. It's like she's going to do anything to, I'm here like to stake her claim, okay, to make sure that, you know, things just are like not, I'm hearing for her, or topsy-turvy for her. It's like there is still the need to live, to survive in her. Okay. So it's like a flight. I think, like if she feels threatened in any way, okay, she could possibly do some serious damage. So I'm saying to you, whether you work with her or you are a person, if this is a type of a social work situation where you have to meet with this woman or something like that, you know, keep that in mind. I'm not saying don't be cold and heartless toward the woman. You know, I'm just saying, no, keep that in mind. Like it's like a rabid dog type situation. She's going to survive because that's been her whole instinct from day one. You understand? Survival. Okay. I mean, like she don't care, you know, if somebody has to get hurt or get, even if she's wrong here. And I feel like she doesn't see it as wrong. And I keep getting all these, this John Horse in the reverse, which is the Emperor card. The Father sticks in reverse. Okay. This what is this? This oh shit, what is this card? Gula Jack. The Hangman upright. It's something concerning men. I'm not saying she was essayed or anything, but there was some kind of mistreatment. I don't know if that was the case. If there was no father in the home for her, okay, or if she was taken advantage of, okay, okay, by men here, men in the family, in the home. You know, what was that? Remember in Color Purple when Oprah said a girl child ain't safe in a house, for a family full of men, or something like that. If that was the situation, okay, it's like there's no really healthy understanding, okay, of life and living and love, right? So I just say be careful, because for this woman, it's like a complete breakdown. You understand what I'm saying? Okay, you do the work you have to do, of course. Okay, anything else will leave, if that's the case, if you're like a social worker dealing with this, just be forewarned in dealing with her. Okay. I'm hearing like this woman, again, I heard it again, she will cause some damage. Like I said, she may not come off that way, but you know, it's like like I said, a animal that feels cornered. You know, they're gonna do some damage. Okay, I think, you know, when I put the cards down here, this one stack, I saw this. Oh shit, where is it at? Okay, this 10 of coins upright. I think this is what she was trying to obtain in her life. You know, everybody look happy, you know, and in home, okay, love and all of this type of thing, which she never had. Okay, it never existed. You know, these people are all smiling. The grandparents back there smiling. I don't think there was smiling in her home. Okay, it's just like I get a picture of just darkness, gloom, okay, sadness, depression. I'm hearing it again, like survival instincts. That's it, you know, just surviving. But I feel like she picked up enough to, if she has a job and you work with this woman, she picked up enough to be able to work, you know, how to carry herself in the workforce, but not her home life, okay? And it's like I'm here, I know I do a job, okay? Okay, so be careful with her here, okay? Just with this strength card reverse, I'm just hearing be careful how you interact with her even. Golly, okay. Here, interesting, from the Inner Garden Oracle, here we have compassion, Take care of yourself first, honey. Then help others. This is exactly how you deal with this woman. This is exactly how you deal with this woman. You make sure that you take care of yourself first. I mean, I'm not saying she will hurt you physically. I don't know. Maybe she could do some serious damage as far as your job is concerned. Okay. It's like, don't let her in your world, you know. Whether you work with her, or I'm sure if you are a social worker, you know you're going to be professional, right? But again, because of those survival instincts, she may be real sly, sneaky, and cunning. Okay. All right. From the Soul Truth Self-Awareness card deck for Libra. What do we have here for Libra? From this. Okay. Let me shuffle again. Okay. This is deck I just got. Libra. What do we have for Libra? From the self. Okay. It's like, here it is. Soul Truth Self-Awareness. A card deck. Question on the front. What passion am I ready to pursue? Your passions will continually lead you to your purpose. What passions have you put to the side, given up on, or buried? What passion is ready to come alive in you? Today's soul action. Write a list of the passions to which you give in which you want to give life right now. Then journal how you can incorporate more of what you are passionate about into your daily life. Trust your soul's whispering and let your passions draw you toward your dream life. I certainly hope that resonated with some Libra. I ask that you all like, share, and subscribe. To those who have subscribed to my channel, thank you. If you have not, but you watch my videos, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, thumbs up, comment, come over, see what's happening here at I Am the Monette Tarot. You all have favor. Peace.